Jesko.
Hello, David.
Hello.
Nice to
Thanks
meet you.
so much for sitting down with me to talk about this.
It's a pleasure.
Obviously, we're here to discuss the new M.
The new M, yeah, our new model.
Now, tell me actually why it is called just the M instead of the M10.
Yeah, that's a general decision for Leica that we follow a new naming concept that is not continuing just the next number. We want to have only the product line's letter in the foreground to express that a new M, for example, is a lifetime investment that you do that is not being old when the new model is coming out.
Okay.
Yeah. So the M can always exist also next to the new model, like we now show with the new ME. The M9 was a very successful product over 3 years, and there's also a reason to be for it next to the new M.
Now, I saw in the press information it actually said that the P designation would be used for future cameras offering more features. Or
yeah, like more
features.
Professional and maybe some kind of more exclusive. Mm-hmm. This we will follow with a P. This is a historical letter in the naming of Leica cameras, and of course we will continue there. Yeah.
MP, which interestingly didn't have a numeric designation.
Yes. Yeah. Interestingly, yes. Yeah, so there might be, if we once decide to make also a P version, this will be then again the MP. But again, this case the
maybe
M
sells for
minus
a little
P.
a little less money. But but this is good. So tell me the real highlights. What is Leica most proud of on accomplishing in the new M?
Of course, there are a lot of reasons to be proud of, and the first thing I would like to mention there is we had the possibility and that we made it to develop our own sensor exclusively for the new model, for the new M. We didn't do it alone. We did it in a good cooperation with Semosis, but we had a very deep impact, and this was a very close, or is a very close partnership. And now we have a sensor that is unique in that camera that you can have in no other camera model. Was
it always Leica's intention to go ahead and develop something exclusively for the M that was not available elsewhere?
Yes, that's not the first or the main motivation in developing to do something special. That's not the main task. The main task was to develop a sensor that is giving the best image quality with M and R lenses, and therefore we decided to go our own way to ensure the compatibility with M and R, because there's a technical difference between M lenses and lenses from other manufacturers and R lenses. That M lenses come in have a very open ray angle, and to be compatible and independent from incident angle, we needed to develop a certain sensor architecture.
Well, and clearly, when you have an SLR lens, like the R lenses, that are a retrofocus design,
that's it,
versus non-retrofocus M lenses.
Yeah.
You know, the angle of light coming in is more telecentric from the R lenses.
From the R lenses, yes.
So, how were you able to accomplish optimization for both the steep angle of incidence of especially the wide-angle M lenses, and also going all the way up to a 400mm R lens is clearly 100% telecentric.
Yeah, the secret there lies in the sensor thickness. Mm-hmm. If you think of a pixel like a glass of water, light is coming in from a very small angle, can be reflected or absorbed by the borders of that glass, of that pixel.
Sure.
And our glass is very, very thin.
So
yeah, that's a good example.
So instead of this glass here, maybe we're capturing into this espresso cup.
Yeah. Now the light's coming. And in the standard sensor, the telecentric light is coming down to the silicon, and is
so it all
being converted to electronic signal. Mm-hmm. So that's fine. But if it's coming on a small angle, it can be absorbed by the border. Mm-hmm. And now our Leica Maxima sensor is smaller, so even the light coming from a small angle
hits the bottom.
Yeah, that's it.
And clearly the telecentric is not a problem either way.
That's always the easy thing, yes.
So if you had stuck to the design concept in the M9, which was to have offset micro lenses
Yeah.
as you get to the edges.
Yes.
That would impact telecentric lenses
Yes, that's right. That,
negatively. I
yeah,
would
that can change the vignetting of the pixels that are located. Or there's a difference between the border pixels and the center pixels,
Right.
and this makes it difficult then to make a neutral image.
Okay, the sensor is obviously something that Leica is clearly proud of. How do you feel? You know, we haven't really seen a lot of images from this camera yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously, it's kind of early in the process to do so, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are asking, are you going to take away their digital Kodachrome that they're so used to with the M9?
Yeah. Yeah. But
How is the look and feel in terms of has the design and the image processing team, have they worked hard to maintain the same look and feel, or is it a different look than we're used to with the M9?
yeah, it was of course a very important task to keep that look, and in the specification phase we just assured that everything that has influence on that is on a level that we will reach exactly that look that we had with the M9,
Okay.
and in some respects even better, like noise behavior. There we reached even more,
Okay.
and I'm looking forward to publish the first results of high ISO images, because they look really promising.
That's good.
And the characteristics of the noise, of course, have changed. Every sensor is different there, but we are very lucky with the result, because the noise is very fine grain, very low chroma noise. So from today's point of view, the high ISO images of even
Really
ISO
nice.
6400 are very nice.
Okay. Would you want to comment how it compares to the M9? Just roughly?
I don't
terms
want
of-
to
Not commit to it
explain
yet?
this, commit to numbers yet, because yeah, maybe it's then more or less. But yeah, if you
But we're
take a
definitely
picture on
seeing
ISO
improvement.
2500
Yeah.
with a new M, you see certainly a difference.
Okay.
That's right.
Now, we saw some of that performance already with the M monochrome, which
Yeah.
clearly using the same sensor but eliminating the biofilter, color filter,
Yeah. Yeah.
allowed to totally eliminate one, color noise, also to eliminate interpolation noise,
Yeah.
and get that really fine grain. Very
Yeah, of
crisp
course.
looking-
That's very unique about the
Right.
M monochrome. This cannot be reached with a color sensor, with any color sensor, because the noise of the M monochrome is so fine grain and so natural,
Right.
detail rendering, because you don't have any image processing, any interpolation. Of course, this is very unique again. Yeah, but the level of noise might be the same on the new M, if you talk about signal to noise.
Well, that's I guess where we're going with this is where are we going to see the quality differences between an M monochrome at high ISO and a new M converted to black and white at high ISO?
Yeah, this will be, I think, a very interesting test that we
Yeah.
have to do. But me myself, I didn't see any direct comparisons yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
the images were just, or the cameras were just ready for Photokina, so we will start with these interesting tests.
Okay.
Pretty.
There's been some design changes in terms of the LCD, the scroll wheel, the thumb rest.
Yeah.
I noticed the direction pad is now in metal.
Yes, that's
instead
right.
of flat plastic. So everything looks really nice. There's a magical M button up here.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the M button?
The M button, yeah, it's M stands, or you can say it stands for now movie or motion picture. It's,
Yeah.
it's a personal choice. And the position, I think, is we had a lot of discussions about the position of the M button. It was not so easy to decide, but in the end we were very lucky that we had the idea to just put it there. Historically, this position is known from the image frame counter of an M7.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
And
It sort of
in the end, it
looks-
was again very easy
it plays
to
the
look in
design
the history book, in the design book, what kind of elements did we have in the past, and yeah, it's a perfect position because you don't hit it by accident,
Right.
and it's on the same way it's comfortable to hit if you want to.
Yeah.
So I think it's a perfect position.
Also, the buttons have been rearranged on the back side,
Yeah.
so we now have the live view button at
Yes.
the top, which
That's right.
I don't know if this one's on, but so clearly the live view, yeah. So let me just change the ISO a little bit here. Okay, so we still have the third stops.
On ISO, yes.
Yep. Okay. So I'm at 1600 ISO. Okay, and so right now I'm actually stopping down the lens. So it simulates, as you said, it simulates the exposure?
Yeah. If you do not press the shutter, it always shows you the live view in an optimal brightness so that you can see what you're framing. And if you press the shutter for the first step, it simulates the exposure, yeah. But of course the simulation is limited to exposure times shorter than the 30th. Because the live view always needs 30 or 25 frames per second.
Okay.
Did you understand that?
Yes.
It's very difficult.
It's related to the readout of the sensor.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. Yeah.
So now this is actually an auto. So the focus peaking is coming on. It's an auto. So the focus peaking is actually coming on as we do it here, and I can see very clearly that your eyes turned red. I'll take a photo.
They turn red because it's a long day.
Okay, and here we can magnify, and I think a little slow speed. Let's try one more. So we focus. So out of focus. In focus with peaking. And I will play back. Clearly that is sharp. So it works very well even as I'm sitting behind the camera and doing this. And then the other mode, when we go here, we can actually magnify either 5 times or 10 times.
Depends on the focal length you're using. If you have a wide angle lens, you need 10 times. And if you have a tele lens, 5 times might be enough.
Okay. So this was, I just did 10 times for the sake of showing here. And that is extremely, extremely sharp. So this is very simple to use. It's even simpler to use when you're not staying behind a video camera. So, so it shoots pretty quick. I also noticed there's very little delay.
Yeah, the shutter delay, even in live view, is very short. Also here, I don't have final numbers, but from specification-wise, the shutter is extremely fast at both modes, closed mode and open mode.
Now it does still have to actually close,
yeah,
and then reopen.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't hear that.
No, it is very quiet. So I definitely like if we can take our microphone. Let's take a.
Let's do it like this, yeah.
Go back into live view, which it is. So it's very soft.
That
sound.
was the live view sound. Now you gotta tell the people.
Yes, this was this was the live view shutter firing. So if we go out of live view and just go back to traditional rangefinder. This is the standard shutter sound.
That's it.
Doesn't sound too different though.
No, I think
it really
so
is
too.
very similar.
Yeah.
Both very quiet. Did you do additional work to dampen the shutter?
Yes, of course, we took care of that. That I don't know the mechanical tricks that they made for this, but yeah, it's a serious matter. And
it feels like it's not moving so much inside that there's too much vibration caused by the camera.
Yeah.
So this is nice. People have been asking me that the shutter release button is actually a new design. Is this
yes,
true?
it's a new design. The former shutter release button of the M9 and M7 was a construction that has 3 steps. So there was a first step that activates the light metering, and the second step was that you save the exposure, and the third step is shutter release. And now we have only 2 steps, but yeah, there's no disadvantage.
I definitely feel it's a very, I'd say, a lighter action to it.
Yeah.
Where it's just a lighter touch.
Yeah, I think the first step is very clearly markable. Yeah.
Yeah, you can recognize as soon as you touch it. It's very clear that you're stopping.
Yes.
but then the required pressure to push all the way down is very light.
Yeah. Yeah, we also here we took really a lot of effort in finding the right shutter release. We tested a lot of them to get the right M feeling on that.
It's really nice, and you actually kept the old style cable release socket.
Yes,
with the plunger.
Mandatory.
Well, the M titanium didn't have it.
Yeah, that's right, but that was for
special.
design reasons. Yes.
Now, actually, speaking of the M9 titanium,
Yeah.
some of the features actually made their way from this camera.
Yeah.
Into the
that's
new M.
right. Even when we published the M9 titanium, we were talking about that it's also a project that with that we develop new technologies like the LED illumination of the frame lines that we now put in here also. Here we even have red and white LED illumination. So we kept on developing that technology. That's the one.
Sure.
The second is the finger loops.
Yes,
we had very positive feedback about the finger loops on the M9 titanium, so we decided to put it.
Do you have some in your bag?
Yes, I have some. No, here we got it.
Oh, you have it right here.
Yeah. Let's detach it again to show how it's working. So the multifunction hand grip and the standard hand grip both have that. What's it called?
Okay.
Screw.
Now we have to take off the bottom plate, which is interesting because the camera does not shut off, which is good. Screwing it in, so it's actually very easy, very positive. There's no play whatsoever.
Yeah, it's very
the grip
very
is extremely
stable
well
connection.
made. Nice metal construction, and the dial is accessible actually from both sides, front and rear.
Yeah.
Nice amount of torque on the dial.
And the nice thing is you even can detach it or open it when the hand grip is on a tripod plate.
Okay. So if you have a quick release plate here,
a quick release.
Because this is actually undercut.
Just a little, but that's enough to turn it from the side, so that you don't have to detach the quick release plate.
Which makes a lot of sense, because I did notice on the standard plate having just a hole here.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
right.
tripod socket being inside for more secure connection.
Yeah, we decided so to have a very stable connection to the quick release plate.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be able, it's worth noting, you wouldn't be able to use this with a quick release tripod plate unless you want to be taking it on and off every time you change
That's the price we had to pay for having a more stable construction. That's right.
I think definitely a good workaround, even if it's not the multifunction grip that's here.
Yeah.
Going to the standard hand grip would, I think, be advisable for those people who want to shoot on a tripod.
Yeah, and then they have a solution, yes.
Yeah. So, okay, we have the
so we were talking about the finger loop.
All right. The finger loop is just a small rubber loop with, again, a free spinning wheel, so you don't have to spin the whole thing around. And it just screws in very simply like this. Certainly quick to attach. And what I like, there's no sacrifice on the M9 titanium. You couldn't also have a shoulder strap or neck strap.
You could have it on the same.
Not on the same one because it used the same.
On the titanium.
On the titanium,
yes,
the connector. So here we can use the standard strap lugs.
That's right.
As well as having the finger loop.
Yeah.
Which I really like, and the pivot is really nice.
Yeah.
So that your hand finds a very comfortable angle on the camera, combined with the thumb rest.
And it's important to test the sizes of the finger loops because they are available in 3 sizes. So it's
I think this one is
mandatory.
The large.
No, that's a medium one.
Is this the medium?
Yeah. Let me test. The final ones will have a letter on it, so that you always know what's there. But yeah, that's the medium one.
Okay. So it feels really nice, very natural, and then it's also secure.
Yeah.
For carrying it at your side, you don't have to just depend on the grip itself.
Yeah, that's right, and it's flexible that you can shoot like this and in every angle. It never hurts you. It's free spinning. Yeah.
Right, which is really nice, and it also won't come unscrewed by accident.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is really great design. So tell me the idea behind the multifunction grip.
Yeah, the idea is on the one hand keeping the camera free from design-wise from plugs. On the other hand, there is really limited space in that camera, so that we also have more possibilities to make, for example, the X-Sync flash and also the DC in plug. We couldn't put all plugs inside the body. And for the GPS function, for example, it was just not possible to put in
and
the...
that's located here,
That's
correct?
located here in the front, yeah.
Okay.
And on top you have a plastic window. And the camera body is full metal body, as you know.
Sure.
And putting an antenna in a full
putting
metal
an
body
antenna
is not such a good idea.
Doesn't work so well.
This is why also this is in the hand grip.
Well, I think a lot of people who want to use the M for shooting in studio would be very happy with the addition, actually, of the PC sync.
Yeah.
Because this was something that was been missing on the
M9,
M9.
yes, that's right, and we have a good
And the
solution.
M8 as well.
The image shuttle software works very good and very fast and very comfortable. So the new M is just compatible with a standard image shuttle software with a version that will come out.
Now, will this also come with Lightroom, and will Lightroom support
Yes, we
direct tethering as well?
just yesterday I talked to Adobe again about it, and they will implement the tethered shooting function in
Perfect.
some kind of future version.
So people have the choice of shooting either to a hot folder using Shuttle,
Yes, that's
or
right.
shooting directly into the Lightroom catalog.
Yeah. This
And,
makes it
and all
really
of
usable
the-
in a studio.
And all of the lens profiles are now supported, including for our lenses. Is that correct?
Yes, that's also what we plan. Yeah. So lens profiles for R lenses will be available for 20 different R lenses. We will
good
publish
enough.
this list on the web soon enough. And yeah, of course, we will make profiles also for Adobe then.
Have you been playing around a lot with the camera yourself?
I used or did a lot of things on the camera in the last 2 years, or in the last year since prototypes are available. But to be honest, really playing around or using it for private use, so to take images, I didn't have the chance yet, because
Well, it seems
they
like
are...
you want to keep the secret, right?
No, the truth is that, shortly before Photokina, we made them running good enough for private use, I would say.
Sure. Well, I'm just curious as well what the people at Leica, who worked on the camera, this is the labor of love, what's actually most fun about it, what lenses are working well, are people getting out their old R lenses and using those and trying them out?
Yeah.
Where is or rather, are people starting to shoot video with it, because that's a new feature for the M?
Yeah.
So I think that, for me, I think the ability to use the R lenses, and also the ability to shoot such high quality video with Leica lenses is really good. Can you talk a little bit about the video features of the camera?
Yeah, video features is you can choose different resolutions. The fastest and largest resolution is 1080p at 25 megaframes per second. Megaframes, frames per second.
That'd be a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
It's up to the automotive industry. 25
frames per second,
yes.
and optional 24 frames per second.
For the US, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And you can also choose 720p signal of YHA 640 by 480.
I think VGA or
VGA, sorry.
VGA, yeah.
That's also available in 30 frames per second.
Okay.
That's about the resolution. And every setting that you do in the menu for pictures, like saturation, sharpness, there are film modes, black and white modes, all this stuff is also available for video. So every
Really?
setting you make for the picture is also valid for the video.
Wow. So including obviously the white balance, the exposure, but
White balance, of course, also, yes.
But this is it's actually pretty interesting. So you'd be able to dial in. I noticed that there was specific color filter effects.
Yeah.
For instance, a red filter.
Red filter and black and white mode with the dark blue
mode.
sky. Yeah, this will also work in
So
video.
you can actually do this right in the camera instead
Yes.
of having to depend on post-processing
That's right.
software.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And the Maestro chip in here, the image processor, is quick enough to actually do all this processing
Yes,
in real time.
It is. And that's also an important feature for professional users. Every professional that I showed the camera in the last days was asking if we have a linear gamma to have very clean video files that
Sure.
they can use for post-processing. And if you set the camera on low contrast and low sharpening, then you will really have a clean signal.
Do you know if you can set it to Adobe RGB as well?
Yes.
Or does video not support that?
I think video.
I'm not a
doesn't
video expert.
I'm also not the real expert. I try to get one, but as I've understood, that's not common
But
for
if you
video having Adobe
shoot lower
RGB.
contrast, lower saturation, you can get near to this linear gamma type
Yeah.
of arrangement.
The important thing is that you have a signal that does not go into saturation or destroy
So
any
basically,
tonal values.
taking away the S curve
Yeah.
you would apply with standard
Yes, that's
contrast,
right. Yeah.
or the film modes actually.
Yeah.
I think it's very exciting. Personally, I think a lot of people are going to be out there, trying to shoot movies with Noctiluxes. And,
Yes. With that example, you can do things that make your video style very unique, because that's the only camera where you can use a Noctilux in full frame for
Right.
video.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, everybody knows the look of a Noctilux.
Well, I
that's
certainly
great.
have spoken to more than my fair share of RED users who are seeking out Noctiluxes to use on RED video cameras, movie cameras.
Yeah, but
it's
RED is not full frame.
No, it's a motion picture half frame.
That's right.
So now we have the full capability of the Noctilux coming to bear on an actual
That's right, and that makes it outstanding.
video.
Yeah. And I can explain you another nice thing about the video, because on an M, it's always our philosophy to make everything accessible manually for photography and also for video. So if you're shooting video, set it on A. Also, video exposure is controlled automatically.
Yeah.
But you can just choose an exposure time like 4,000 to a 30th.
Okay.
And this time is used directly. You see it on the
Really?
brightness here.
And clearly, you can of course adjust aperture and focus.
Of course you can.
because it's
Yes.
fully mechanical.
Yeah. Yeah. And even focusing manually while taking a video, from my personal experience with shooting video with the M, it's easily possible, because you have a good screen with 920,000 pixels, so you can really judge about the sharpness. So if you have a close look on the sharpness, it's possible to
Does the focus
follow the
peaking
focus.
mode work?
No, that's not
with
working
video?
in video. It's just working in live view.
Okay. So this you would just judge based on just what it looks like on the screen.
Yeah.
But the screen actually is very, very good.
Yeah, it's it's nearly half of the resolution of the Full HD video file, so you
You get a
nearly
clear
see
picture.
everything that you capture.
So it's almost a 50% view.
Yeah,
I would say,
like this.
which is really nice for evaluating
Yeah.
sharpness.
And you always judge by the focusing distance. You go back and forth, and then you get a feeling where the focus is and set it right.
Well, and the M lenses are take a Noctilux. It's so smooth in terms of the focus turn that you can do very nice transitions.
Yes,
with
you
that,
always have large angles to turn with the focusing ring.
which would be very nice. I didn't see this in the specs, but is it possible when you're shooting a movie to take a still image?
Yeah, it's always possible. Yeah, of course, it's something that we also took care of, that the photo function, the image function, is never some kind of
Secondary?
secondary. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So the focus is always to be ready to shoot for pictures. So you can every time you can take a picture in full resolution in DNG or JPEG, whatever you like.
Even if you're in the middle of shooting a movie.
That's it.
And you say,
yeah.
oh, well, that is just a great image. Let me capture that at 24 megapixel
Yeah.
instead of at...
Yeah. Of course, you have to be aware then the video will be interrupted for half a second.
Okay.
But even that looks kind of nice if you shoot a video
time, huh?
and take some pictures. The video is stopping and you hear a nice shutter sound, and then it's continuing. So you can even use this
So the
style
video
for-
actually will automatically resume. It doesn't just end.
Yeah, it's
minute.
like the last frame is standing.
Wow.
Resume. Yeah, it resumes.
This is, it's really good. It sounds like you guys really thought of everything.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what amazes me so much about the camera, is that from the ergonomics of holding it with thumb rest, the placement of the buttons, just everything about it just has a great feel. It feels like that a lot of work and thought went into the camera.
Yeah, that's right.
You said that it actually was in development for around 2 years?
Yeah, the pure development starting from now, it's about 2 years. Of course, there are some thoughts that have been before.
Sure.
at least 2 years. Yeah. And when you talk about the ergonomics and things that have changed, it's also worth mentioning that on the design, on the backside, it was not too easy to fit the 3-inch display into the screen so that it looks nice. So we had help from Audi Design, as we have on many products. They were very helpful in finding detailed decisions how the buttons could look like and how the framings around the display will be.
Walter de Silva's.
No, it's not Walter de Silva. It's the team of Audi Design that we work with.
Team,
yeah, it's that team, and also the thumb rest, the shape they helped us, and the shape of the hand grip is very different.
It is.
If you compare it with the one of the M9, and they made a lot of tests for ergonomics. Mm-hmm. So this was great help.
That's nice. It's good collaboration to have, I think.
Yeah, really.
But I think it's also really nice to see going forward that you're getting collaboration on ergonomics and design, but all of the electronic development and all of the image processing and the firmware development is all now, it's almost
It's all in-house, yeah. It's really 100% in-house, and it's nearly 100% made in Germany. Even the sensor is made in Europe. It's partly made in Switzerland, in France, and in Germany, most of the parts. So it's really a pure Leica product.
How do you feel that'll affect the supply chain and the manufacturing ease of the camera versus the M9, where the parts were from everywhere and you had multiple partners?
Yeah, we had more partners there. Of course, it was is also a real Leica development, but the sensor was purchased, for example, from TrueSense or formerly Kodak. So here is a little more of our knowledge in there, and also we have grown in our knowledge and technology, and this makes us all very proud.
This is great. It makes me very proud. So I'll just take this one. I'll see you later.
I guess that you would love to have it.
I think this will be worth something someday.
Yeah, it could be.
I think it's worth something right now. But no, I definitely appreciate the time sitting down and talking with us.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Definitely big congratulations on this.
Yeah,
you guys earned it.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, David.